We've spoken to this lady a couple of times before. She's published children's books. A slightly different tack this time. Author Sally Learey, welcome to Bay FM once again.
Thanks, Mark.
Not only have you done children's books, you are a qualified adult trainer, you are a qualified counsellor, teacher, got a bachelor in sociology. So let's just move away from those children's books, as wonderful as they were, highlighting local areas. Your new book, Overcoming Problems, Effective Steps and Strategies to Create Your Blockbuster Life. What brought this on?
What brought this on is just feeling compelled to actually share lessons on life. I think with a lot of things that I've found from personal experience, and in the jobs and the roles that I've had as a professional, realising that a lot of people actually don't really know how to solve a problem.
So what sort of problems are you talking about?
Look, I'm talking about anything. I'm talking about from, you wake up in the morning and you're ready to go to work and you can't find your car keys, to something a lot more complex or major. For example, let's just say a marriage breakdown.
Yep.
So I'm talking about anything in between, and as far as the steps that go to solve that, they're actually exactly the same, no matter what the problem is.
You mention overcoming problems using 8 steps.
That's right.
Is it that simple?
Well, I guess you need a foundation and a starting point. And I think a lot of people, they have various reasons why they don't solve their problems. And one might be that they just sort of can't be bothered and they think that they're just going to go away themselves. And, if they don't think about them or acknowledge them, then they'll disappear. I think for other people, it's actually not knowing how to solve the problem, especially if they start solving it and then they come up against a hurdle or an obstacle and then they stop and they say, well, see, that didn't work. Whereas that's actually part of the process of overcoming problems. And what happens then when you get to that point is you need to actually ask a better question, and what I call a quality question. Whereas a lot of people would say, why is this happening to me?
Yeah. I
would suggest you say, what can I do now that will move me forward in terms of solving this problem?
So it's a way of changing your thinking, really.
Absolutely. Yep. So we're dealing with issues to do with mindset. Mm-hmm. We're dealing with issues to do with self-belief. We're dealing with issues to do with reframing. Mm-hmm. So actually looking at the problem in a different way. Let's talk about marriage breakdown. When somebody has a marriage breakdown, what happens is their whole world appears to fall apart. Mm-hmm. And absolutely, when you're in that emotional state, that is what it feels like.
Sure.
And you're going to be like that for a time. But something that I talk about in the book is actually putting the problem in perspective. Because what people tend to do is they see their problem as all-encompassing, and it actually overtakes everything in their world. Whereas if you actually look at the problem, yes, your marriage is broken down, but you've still got a job, you've still got a family, you've still got your interests, you're still you. It's just a matter of actually putting that problem in perspective and then asking a question as to how you can actually move yourself forward. And that's where the 8 steps come into play.
Interesting, isn't it? And it's hard to cover it all in just a couple of minutes, I suppose, but those 8 steps in the book. Well, your launch is Tuesday, 6 p.m. till 7:30 p.m. at the Warn Ponds Library.
That's right.
Good luck with the launch. You can go along there and meet Sally and grab a book and maybe get it signed.
For sure.
The book is called Overcoming Problems, Effective Steps and Strategies to Create Your Blockbuster Life. And I do love one of the quotes you've got in the front of the book here. Leo Tolstoy: everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself.
Absolutely, that sums it up.
You can check out Sally's website, www.sallyleary.com. And I'll tell you what we'll do just before you go. If you would like to score a copy of Sally's book, we've got a couple here that Sally's brought in, 52299939. Give me a ring and you might be able to score a copy of that book. And if you missed anything this morning on Bay Lifestyle, Sally's interview or any of the others, bayfm.com.au, click under the Lifestyle section. Sally, good luck with it and thanks for coming on Bay Lifestyle.
Thanks, Mark, and thanks for having me.